All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I know there's a few folks who are on the YouTube live stream a few minutes early. Thanks for joining us. We'll get started right at the top of the hour. We will be responsible AP coordinators and get things started on time. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you making the time on this Thursday morning slash here in the US. I should qualify that. I know we'll have some international schools as well. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll start in just a moment. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. Greetings, AP coordinators, and welcome, welcome. That is a double welcome because this is the second annual release party for the AP Coordinators Manual Part 2. I am Derek Cometa, Senior Director, AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program, former AP coordinator, and co-host of our coordinated podcast. Very honored to be with you today.
And I'm Carly Suge. I'm a school counselor, and quick shout out to my fellow school counselors. Happy National School Counselors Week, my friends. I am also an AP coordinator and Derek's partner on our coordinated podcast.
And Carly, if I'm not mistaken, this is your first on-camera appearance since joining the coordinated podcast on a permanent basis.
That's correct.
So you've been like a movie star hiding from the paparazzi.
Not exactly that glamorous. I'm a high school counselor as well as an AP coordinator, Derek. I'm not hiding. I'm busy. Busy with a capital B. And that's a hint, Derek. So let's get started.
Let's do it. Thank you for making the time to be here, Carly. And thanks to everyone watching our live stream on YouTube as well. As always, this is the right place to be to hear all the latest and greatest in the world of AP coordinators.
And there's no better way to celebrate our get together than with a party. So take a moment to get your highlighters, your paper clips, and your sticky notes. Oh, and your printed copy of the AP Coordinators Manual Part 2 as well. You'll definitely want that. Derek, did you BYOB bring your own book to this party?
Of course I did. I have it right here. Wouldn't go anywhere without it.
All right, then, you're ready. I'm ready. Let's get this party started. It's time to get coordinated.
So I have an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
How about if we start with something fun? I mean, this is supposed to be a party, right?
It is.
So how about a little raffle? We have some brand new, very warm, cozy fleece blankets that feature, of course, the AP logo. As you can see on the slide here, my puppy Bingo has borrowed my blanket, although I'm probably never getting it back.
Oh, that's validation of how warm and cozy it is, though.
Absolutely. So to enter the raffle, just scan the QR code that you see right now, answer a couple of very quick questions, and then we'll circle back at the end of the party to announce the winners.
Derek, I'm going to call you out on that. That's too vague. Exactly how many winners are we talking about here?
Way to put me on the spot. Let's say, let's go with 10. Let's say 10 blankets to give away, and that number 10 will come back into play in just a moment.
That sounds great. Although you were supposed to say that all AP coordinators are winners, Derek. We are the best, you know.
I will not argue that at all. True, absolutely true. All right, so I will stall for just a moment longer to let everyone who's interested, please scan that QR code, enter our raffle. And here we go. Let's get this party started, shall we? The AP Coordinator's Manual is released to us in two parts. Part one was available as a PDF at the start of the school year, It includes guidance about AP registration and ordering and submitting our order of AP exams.
Right. And the Part 2 manual was just released recently in both PDF and printed versions. Everyone should have their printed manual by now. If you don't, please reach out to AP Services for Educators. Part 2 covers everything we need to know in the spring, including testing in May, of course. That seems like a long time from now, but Derek, as usual, the month of May will be here before we know it.
Yeah, no kidding. Coordinators who have been doing this for a while know what's up. That's exactly how it goes. And speaking of experienced coordinators, Carly, how many years has it been for you now?
Oh, I'm proud to say that this is my 10th year as an AP coordinator.
All right, 10 years. So that's a lot of years working at a school and a lot of those parties celebrating the end of each school year.
Yeah, just a few.
Okay, so well, I think that means you are highly qualified to answer the next question about parties. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, what's one word that describes a great party? Just one word, Carly. I know that's kind of challenging.
Just one? That's way too hard. So many words come to mind. So to start, I'll start with fun. I mean, that's what having a party is all about, right? That's why we go. I'll also say engaging. We've all been to boring parties where everyone just stands around. Boring. Timely is another word that comes to mind. I'm thinking of special occasions here. We can always party just to party, but the memorable ones are for a special reason. I'll also say flexible. Sometimes parties can take us a little out of our comfort zone, so it's good to have an open mind and make the most out of each opportunity. Those are all important, but I think the biggest reason a party is successful is organized. It has to be organized, Derek. Has to be. So many important details, and every one of them matters.
I agree. Great choices there. And I'm going to make a little stretch here. I think these words, I think these are some of the very same qualities that describe a successful AP coordinator. Fun, engaging, timely, flexible, organized. I mean, that sounds a lot like you, doesn't it, Carly?
Well, thank you, Derek. It does sound a lot like me. I do love being an AP coordinator. I also love parties and I love playing games at parties, Derek.
Perfect timing. I have a little game for you and for everyone else. It's a guessing game. I have a big number to share. The number is 18,007. What do you think that number reflects? The icon on the screen might give you a hint.
Hmm. That is, I think that is the number of AP coordinators across the world that are hosting AP exams at their schools this year.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct. Nice guess.
The icon does help. It kind of looks like a school. But yeah, one of 18,007, 007. I like it. I feel like I'm in very good company.
We are the secret agents in education, if you ask me, the very best of the best. And hey, here we go. Speaking of the best, it's about time to bring in our special guest. She is Director, AP Exam and Operational Publications. She is one of the authors of the AP Coordinators Manual. I call her the author because she's too humble. She is an absolute icon. She is my friend and one of our favorite colleagues, the one and only Kim Casey. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Derek, as usual, thanks for the kind introduction. Thanks for having me back again this year. Loved doing this last year, and this year there's even more to talk about. There are many updates to the Part 2 manual.
Yeah, I noticed. In fact, there's so much content that we are going to narrow this down to the top 10 things to highlight. 10 blankets in our raffle, 10 things to highlight in our AP Coordinators Manual, Part 2.
That's clever. Everyone loves a top 10 list, Derek. That's a good call.
Why, thank you, Carly. Let's get to it. Kim, I think I told the whole world that you are an icon just a moment ago. So I think that means you're the one who should definitely talk about this slide. What's up first?
Well, we have some new icons. We have a new icon, a computer icon, an SSD icon, and a little padlock for exam security as well. That's my favorite because it's kind of cute.
And we find these icons throughout the manual. They help to catch our eye and bring our attention to a special line or section. I love it. Very helpful. And I think that's it. Let's move on to
Hey,
the,
Derek, before we go, on the left,
oops, thank you for the reminder. Almost forgot that. On the left side of many of our slides, we will call out the page number in the manual for additional information.
right. So if you're taking notes or marking up your actual AP coordinators manual, those page numbers are key.
Uh, Good call out, Carly. Thanks for catching that. Is it okay to continue now?
Proceed. Let's go. Oh, I like this table. I was thinking about this the other day when I saw extra batteries on my shopping list.
So on page 64 of the Part 2 manual, we have a new table. The table shows all the approved graphing calculators for the new AP pre-calculus exam. Not super exciting, but important because so many schools are already offering AP pre-calculus in the first year of the course. So it's the first time for AP pre-calc for all of us.
So you like that last table. I like this table. This one also impacts, well, let's just say it's important to many schools.
Right. This table can be found on page 106 of the Part 2 manual. It highlights exam rooms for students with approved SSD accommodations. It shows the room type, the student's approved accommodation, and if the students can test together.
Yes. And Carly, you are the experienced AP coordinator. Does anything, I know it's kind of hard to see on the slide because it's small, but does anything catch your eye as a good reminder here?
Just the middle section there about extended time. Different types of extended time or different types of breaks need to be in separate rooms, and that's a good reminder.
Yeah, absolutely. All students in a particular testing room must be on the same timing. I mean, that is basically why students with extended time are in a separate room to begin with. The proctor cannot be reading instructions to one student while others in the room are in the middle of testing.
That would be just a little distracting.
Right, just a little. Kim, I really like the table. Nice work. You are on a roll. What's next?
More tables, Derek. This time we have a new table for extended time for the AP Computer Science Principles exam. The exam was updated, and so was the table for extended time. That's on page 114 of the Part 2 manual.
Okay, I'm putting a sticky note on that page right now. I'll be hosting this exam, and I have a student in CSP with 50% extended time this year. So I'll be ready. Thanks for the head start.
Well, you might need this table as well. On page 117 of the Part 2 manual, it's the extended timetable for our new AP pre-calculus exam.
Right. This is obviously new because
Because the whole course and exam is new this year.
sticky note placed. I got it. I'm ready. What's next?
Well, it looks like we are staying on the topics of SSD and AP pre-calculus. Kim, can you please share a little more?
Sure. Just highlighting some new information here. For AP Pre-Calculus, accessible technology is available for students who are blind or visually impaired. As always with SSD accommodations, requests must be submitted to and approved by the College Board SSD office.
And this information is on pages 104 and 105 of the Part 2 manual. That's a lot of good conversation about AP pre-calculus, but now, if my memory serves me correctly, we are switching to a different exam subject.
Actually, two subjects, AP Seminar and AP Research. Some very good news here. But first, the part that hasn't changed.
Right. The part that has not changed, that applies to students. So April 30th again, April 30th, that remains the deadline for AP Seminar and AP Research performance tasks. The performance tasks must be submitted by students as quote unquote final. That's submitted into the AP Digital Portfolio. And again, that's April 30th. That is the deadline for students.
And I love the part that has changed here. AP Seminar and AP Research teachers must score presentations and complete their part of the digital portfolio as well. That deadline used to be the same as the one for students. That has changed. That is now May 10th. Again, May 10th is the new deadline for teachers, and this is great.
It absolutely is great. And
Don't steal my thunder, Derek. This is great because AP teachers often pushed up the deadline for students to early or mid-April in the past. Understandably, teachers wanted time to get their part done. Now, with the 10-day cushion between April 30th and May 10th, well, clearly, this is better for both students and teachers.
very good. Positive change for students, check. Positive change for teachers, check. Positive change for Carly, check. Kim, what's next?
Next is something new for CSP, AP Computer Science Principles. Let's split this up into things before exam day and things on exam day. And maybe we should start at the beginning.
Okay, well, the beginning goes like this. Each student who is taking the AP Computer Science Principles exam at your school, each of those students will need their personalized project reference during the actual exam. And this is going to be a physical printed piece of paper. That's right, printed paper. And AP coordinators, your help is requested.
We got this, Derek. Before exam day and after April 30th, we AP coordinators should sign in to the AP Digital Portfolio. We then print out a personalized project reference for each student. Instructions on how to do that are in the Part 2 manual. This is all on pages 132 and 133. We make sure we have a personalized project reference for each student and that they all printed correctly. Then we put them in secure storage until exam day.
And then nothing really happens until exam day.
That's right. However, it is a good time to double check to make sure proctors for the CSP exam are aware of the new process. All the details are in the proctor script in the exam instructions book.
Yep, and once we get to exam day, the AP coordinator will give the printed personalized project reference sheets to the proctor along with the exam packets. The proctor distributes the personalized project reference sheets at the start of the exam, even though it's not used until section 2. And I did want to add, this is for both CSP exams that are given in a paper format and a digital format as well. Thought I would add that for clarity. Then after the exam is over, proctors will recollect the personalized project reference sheets.
So this is definitely new. And let's be frank, it's a little bit of work.
It is. I'm told we are all being asked to do this to help ensure that AI, artificial intelligence, is being used, what's the right word here? Let's say properly in the course and on the exam.
I understand. And hey, it's not that bad. At least I can hand out the new sheets along with everything else at the beginning of the exam. That makes it much easier.
I appreciate you looking on the bright side, Carly. I do want to pause for just a moment and say thank you in advance to everyone for your additional help. We do appreciate your patience and support. And on to the next topic.
Okay, I see another table here, and this one's on page 90 of the Part 2 manual.
Yep, this is the table that shows what to return and, just as importantly, what not to return.
I see the new icon there.
Yeah, And that's related to what we just talked about. The personalized project reference sheets should not be sent back with the exams. Hang on to them and please store them at your school for 6 months.
Okay. Do not send them back. Check. Store them for 6 months. Check.
That sounds good to me. And let's see if I'm counting correctly. That is 9. We're already at 9 new highlights in the Part 2 manual, which means one more to go. I think you are really going to like the last one. It's also about packing boxes as each AP exam session is completed. So that's right. Here we go. We have a new packing diagram, and this one is specifically for schools who are returning multiple boxes, which is, well, it's practically everyone. It's the majority of schools.
That's right. And thanks to all of the AP coordinators who provided feedback on this. We're happy to provide improved guidance on how to pack multiple cartons. This is on page 92 and 93 of the Part 2 manual. And we still have the packing diagram for smaller programs too. So if you're only sending back one box, there's a diagram for that as well.
Kim, I got to say that this is my personal favorite of the new things in the Part 2 manual. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Glad to hear that. You are very welcome.
All right, everyone. So those are the top 10 highlights from the AP Coordinators Manual Part 2 from our manual. But don't go away. We have much more in store, and it starts with another big number. Carly, are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right, so here is the next big number for you. 031524.
I'm going to guess that was your school code at your former school.
Close, good guess, really good guess, but that's not it. Perhaps the little icon that looks like a checklist might help.
Oh, I get it now. That's not fair. You cheated.
Hey, careful with that word. We don't like that word, cheated, in education.
Okay, well, you bent the rules a lot. Those are digits, but it's not a number per se. That's a date.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. 031524, as in March 15th, 2024, as in our deadline for spring course orders and changes to fall orders, a big date.
Well, I can't argue with that. It is. Kim, help us out here. You're the expert. What are some good reminders besides making sure all our exams are ordered by March 15th?
Ooh, bonus coverage. I'm happy to help. The first reminder that I can think of is canceled exams.
Good one. So let's explain what we mean by that, by canceled exams. So by March 15th, it is strongly suggested that AP coordinators update their order with any canceled exams. So if you cancel a paper exam that was previously ordered, it means you will not receive the exam. You will not have to inventory the exam. You will not have to store the exam. You will not have to indicate the exam as unused in AP registration and ordering, and you will not have to return the exam after testing. And that is a lot of will not.
Which is good in this case. It's also easy to do. We can see the instructions on the slide.
Or you can check out the AP Coordinators Manual Part 2, page 23. No need to write down all the steps. We have already documented them in the manual.
All right, so thank you for that. That's a great reminder about canceled exams. Now, our next reminder.
And this one almost gets me every year. For whatever reason, I almost forget and then I remember just in time. Not this year, though.
I hope not. That's what this party is for. Kim, can you help us out?
Sure. So we're talking about potentially ordering additional sets of master CDs. This would be for the world language exams, which we see here in blue at the top of the slide, or AP Music Theory.
So this impacts a lot of schools. I mean, a lot of schools offer one or more of these exams. And what's the important part to remember here?
It's really that first bullet. By default, schools receive one set of master CDs for each subject they order an exam for. One set, Derek, just one.
Yes. And so if you are at a school and you have, let's say, 100 students taking the Spanish, AP Spanish language exam, which, believe it or not, does happen, unless they are all testing and recording in the same room.
Which is somewhat unlikely.
Agreed, somewhat unlikely. Unless they are all testing and recording in the same room, additional sets of master CDs are needed.
And here's the part that almost gets me each year, Derek. It's that final bullet about extended time. I can actually fit all my students for AP Spanish in the same room. I don't have 100, but I still need another set of master CDs for my extended time room. We can do this with just a few clicks in AP registration and ordering. It's on the orders page, which we don't go to very often, but we click on View Edit CD Order for the subject. Then we enter the quantity, go back to the orders page, and click Submit.
And this time, those instructions are actually in the Part 1 manual on page 95.
Okay, part one still coming in handy, keeping its value. I like it. Ooh, wow. A lot, a lot to talk about on this slide regarding potential changes to exam orders.
I can see that.
Split the difference. I'll take the part on the left.
And we got the right. You go first. Age before.
All right. Okay. So ouch, that hurt a little bit. So this current school year, 2023-24, we have 7 exam subjects. We can see them here. 7 exam subjects with an option for a digital format. And if you ordered paper versions of these exams previously and want to change any of them to digital, you may change up until March 15th. Or if you want, for some reason, to switch back from digital to paper, same deadline, March 15th. No additional fees involved with this particular change. And for instructions on how to do this, page 82 of the Part 1 manual. Again, that's Part 1.
And for those of us who have students taking AP Art and Design, well, we know it's not uncommon for a student to change portfolio types. An example of this is a student who started in drawing, but ends up wanting to submit a 2D portfolio. So the good news is that we can change an existing order from one type of an art portfolio to another at no additional cost. March 15th is the deadline. There's a very specific process for doing this without incurring any additional fees. See pages 83 and 84 of the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 1 for guidance.
The theme is similar for AP Calculus, AB, and BC. Coordinators can change an existing order from AB to BC or BC to AB. There's also a specific way of making the changes without any additional fees. See the Part 1 manual, pages 84 and 85 for guidance as well.
And the last one is regarding SSD. Some, not all, some approved accommodations require the student to have a special format exam materials. This could be things like a Braille exam, a large print answer sheet, or reader copies, just to name a few. The full list is on page 91 of the AP Coordinator's Manual, Part 1.
And if special materials are needed, they must be indicated and ordered by the AP coordinator in AP registration and ordering. Special materials do not automatically get shipped just because the student had their SSD accommodation approved.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. And I'll add, because this question comes up very frequently, students who are approved for only extended time generally do not need special format exam materials. They use the same format of the exam as the students who do not have accommodations. So in most cases, materials are the same, just the timing is different. All right, one more reminder to go.
And this one is one of my favorites. Coordinators, we can choose the sort order for our AP ID label sheets. That's right. We can have them shipped to us in one of three ways. One, sorted by student name. Two, sorted by grade level and then by student name within each grade, or my personal favorite. Three, sorted by student first exam and then by student name within each exam. I like that last one because it saves me time preparing for each exam day, especially the first few days. I mean, I was going to have to sort through them anyway. Might as well save myself some time, right?
Right. And speaking of saving time, we're almost done. We're down to the last few slides. Let's finish in a big way. Okay, Carly, no tricks this time. One more big number. 114,812. Can you guess what that is?
Is it the number of coordinators watching this on YouTube right now?
Probably not, but I like the way you're thinking.
Is it? Oh, I don't know, Derek. We're at the end. Just tell us what it is.
All right. 114,812 is the exact number of current downloads of our coordinated podcast.
Now, that is a big number. I'm thinking FOMO, fear of missing out.
Well, no need for anyone to miss out. You can use your phone and scan the QR code right now to connect and start listening right away.
We have dozens and dozens of episodes available whenever you are ready to listen. We just finished several interviews with fellow AP coordinators.
And we have a new episode every week, every Monday to be specific.
The conversations are lighthearted, kind of like today, and full of great information, inspirational stories, and as Derek likes to say, all the latest and greatest in the world of AP coordinators.
The podcast is free. It's on demand, so you can listen when and where you want. Carly and I will be with you all throughout the spring, the summer, and into next school year.
In fact, it's much more than just Derek and I. We are part of an entire team of experienced AP coordinators ready to help, guide, and support you as well.
Yes, so please scan and save the AP Coordinator Experience webpage for all the latest training, the latest professional development opportunities, and some great resources for AP coordinators.
And please come join us in Chat with a Coordinator. These are small groups of fellow AP coordinators who meet up over Zoom. The conversations are guided by members of our AP Coordinator Experience team. We have a lot of fun, and it's a great way to ask questions and just listen in to what others are talking about. I know I myself usually pick up a great tip or two to help my own program every time I attend. Sessions are free, and you can come every week if you'd like.
And we also wanted to highlight a fairly new resource that not all AP coordinators are aware of yet, but you will be now. It's one we think you'll like.
I know I do. It's a detailed guide on how to administer AP World Language exams to students with approved accommodations for 50% and 100% extended time. It includes information about exactly how much extended time and when to pause the CD. It's easy for our proctors to use, and it's the perfect supplement for training our proctors. Let's face it, these are not the easiest exams to administer, but this guide will make it quite a bit easier. Thanks for putting this together for us, Kim.
Yes, thank you, Kim. And everyone, we will put a link to the AP Coordinator Experience webpage and a link to chat with a coordinator so you can register for that, and a link to download the guide for extended time and world languages. We'll put links to everything that we've talked about today in the YouTube video description.
Derek, if we're going to add all those links, let's add a couple more. This can be the official announcement.
Oh, I like it. This is even more unexpected bonus coverage. What else did you have, Kim?
Two things. The first is a new printable sign for the door to the exam room. experienced coordinators know that we ask for signs to be posted saying do not enter and no electronic devices. For the first time ever, we're providing that sign to AP coordinators. It's ready to print and ready to use.
I love it. That's a great little time saver, and it will just look so professional. I love that. We'll put a link, as I said, to the new door signs in the YouTube video description. And you said one other thing, Kim?
Yeah, we also have a full color printable version of the packing diagram as well. The black and white version is in the manual, but if you'd like to print a full color version, we're providing that too. We're excited about this. The full color version is coming very soon and will be found in the AP Coordinators Resource Library.
All right, so we'll be sure to check out the resource library for that to download the full color version of the packing diagram. If the black and white version wasn't enough, that is amazing. We'll put that link as well in the YouTube video description. Wow, this is a lot of unplanned bonus content. I love it. What a deal. We're giving away everything today. Speaking of,
Yes, finally. It's time to announce the winners of our AP Fleece Blanket giveaway. Let's call in our colleague, Mark. Mark's been working behind the scenes today to help make this happen. Thank you, Mark. And he's randomly selected winners for our raffle. Mark, are you there?
Hi, Carly. I'm here and I'm ready. This is the best part.
It probably is. All right, then, here we go. The winners of our AP Coordinators Manual Release Party raffle are...
All right, drum roll, please. Here we go. We have Betsy from North Yarmouth Academy, Anthony from Rock Hill High School, Jack from Atlantic Coast High School, Jesse from Pisgah High School, Daniel from Westmont High School, Guadalupe from Lindsay High School, Lynn from James Buchanan High School, Rhonda from Wyoming High School, Christy from Beaverton High School, and Peter at Bay Shore High School. Congratulations, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you for handling that, Mark. If we just called your name, we'll be in touch. Well, Derek will be in touch to send you a blanket. Thanks to everyone for participating. And thank you to everyone for joining us today.
Yes, absolutely. We really appreciate it. And on behalf of the AP program, thank you so much. I appreciate being a part of such a wonderful team of colleagues across the world.
AP coordinators, as Kim said, we have so much appreciation for all that you do. Please consider attending Chat with a Coordinator. Please check out the guide for extended time in world languages. Please listen to our coordinated podcast. And speaking of, Carly, can you close this out like we do on our coordinated podcast?
My pleasure. AP coordinators, we got this. This spring is going to fly, but we'll be ready to shine when testing arrives in May. We'll be here for you the whole way through. And for all our support of AP students, yep, that's right, our support. AP coordinators, we are good as gold.